Hi everyone, and welcome to the Knit California podcast. My name is Leslie. I'm a knitter in Southern California, and this is episode 20 of my 2024 podcast series. Today is June 15th, and I'm coming back to you after a little break from the podcast. I didn't film anything last week, so I feel like I've got a decent amount of project updates for you today, and I'm really excited that this is episode 20, the 20th podcast episode that we have done this year. And it's fitting because we're in June, like I said, June 15th, so we are almost halfway through the year. If I had been doing a podcast every single week, I guess 52 divided by 2, oh my gosh, what would that be, 26? We'd be a little bit farther along. That should have been easy math. But yeah, there have been a couple weeks where I haven't podcasted. But yeah, 20 feels like a milestone for this year, and I'm excited to get into it. I do have a finished object, and it is paired with some new yarn for a collection that is going to be coming out at the end of this month. So I think I'm going to save that update for a little bit later in the podcast. And we're going to talk through some of my whip projects. And that's really it. Maybe we'll have some chat at the end of the episode. There's a lot of new TV that I've been watching. The summer season is starting, so I kind of want to share some of those things. And yeah, I think that's it. That's the agenda for today's podcast. But so let us start with my poppy tea. Okay, I've got my poppy tea in my Kettle and Hearth project bag. Super appropriate for summer with the blue and the oranges. And I have made some progress on my poppy tea. I don't think I was joined in the round the last time you saw this, and now I am. Let me show you first though the yarn that I'm using for this. This is the Kelbourne Woolens Mojave, and the colorway is called Mauve. It's a really nice dusty purple. And what I love about this yarn is it's a 60% cotton, 40% linen base. They come in 50 gram skeins, and it's 185 yards or 170 meters. So I think I bought like 7 skeins of this to start with. And let me show you where we're at. There it is. So yeah, I finished the whole front panel, and I'm officially split for sleeves, and I've done about almost maybe an inch under the sleeves here. This is a sport weight yarn, so you know the stitches and everything are definitely smaller than, you know, if it was a DK weight yarn. I feel like DK is my go-to weight for knitting things, but you know, summertime is here, and I'm really trying to not knit a whole bunch of summer garments in like DK worsted weight. I would love for them to be fingering and sport weight, so this is going to be a sport weight tee. The construction of this was super interesting. I have talked about this in the last podcast episode. You start with the back panel, and you do these increases along the shoulder, and once you get to this point, you pick up for the top of the shoulder and knit over. Then you start knitting in the round, and you actually pick up, let's see if I can show this nicely. As you're like knitting in the round, well, it's not totally in the round yet, but it's like across the whole back, and this front panel here, you pick up these stitches for the sleeves along the side of the front panels here on both sides, which is super interesting. I also think I mentioned this last podcast, but I was trying to figure out like what this type of construction is called, and I think we have settled on either a full fashion shoulder or a European shoulder. A lot of people sent comments that there are some other patterns that are designed with this construction. Petite Knit has a few blouses and cardigans designed with this. This is a Petite Knit tee pattern, and there are other designers who use this construction as well. So something super interesting, I think. And so yeah, I'm just at this point now just in stockinette land, working on the body of this, and then I will come back at the end and finish the sleeves. Luckily they're short sleeves, so this won't be too daunting of a task to finish, but this is now at a great point where this can be like really nice reading and knitting project since it's all stockinette in the round. And I was finishing the other project that I'll talk about later last night, and I was like, oh, the last 10 rounds of this, I don't want to do it. So I was like, let me sit in bed, let me get my Kindle out so that I can read while I'm knitting on this. And while doing that, like the reading, you know, occupies my full brain and headspace and takes away any of the focus from like, I want to say like menial knitting, you know, the last few rows of stockinette that like I don't want to do. Or like when it comes to this is almost daunting. This is going to be like 100 rows plus of stockinette that I need to do. Like that's a lot of knitting. So taking my mind off it and knitting while I'm reading is like a great way for me to get through that. So that's my plan for this going forward. Buddy is drinking some water, if you can hear that in the background. So yeah, that is my poppy tea. Oh, you can see the progress keeper. I guess that was from 2 weeks ago. So it doesn't feel like a ton of progress was made in the last 2 weeks. Although this has not been my main focus. This past week, the week before, I wanted to finish the yoke and connect in the round, and I did that. And that's most of the progress that we see here. And then last night I did, like I said, like an inch of knitting on this. So I'm going to move my progress keeper now. And I kind of want to pick a different progress keeper too. This one I was using on a different project. It's like a little blue candy. But I feel like, I don't know, I put it on here because it was like available. I keep all my progress keepers in this little bowl that I made at like a ceramics date night class. And so I just want to pick something new. This is cute. Okay, we're gonna do a little seashell. Isn't that cute? Okay, so this is going to be our next progress keeper, and I'm just going to put it right in the front on the row that I'm on. You see that? Yep, there it is. Okay, cool. Okay, so that is my poppy tea progress. We'll see. I guess at this point really kind of just take it like 10 rows at a time, maybe. Not like kill myself with progress on this. As much as I like want to get it done because I want to wear it, I don't want to burn myself out on doing, you know, 100 plus rows of stockinette like all in a row. I definitely want to break it up with some of my other projects, and my main focus right now I really want to put on a different project, which I guess we can talk about next, and it's my tank top design that I'm working on. Okay, so let's talk about my tank top design. I do want to preface this by saying I have 2 projects today that I'm going to show you that use gifted yarn that I have been sent to help promote as an affiliate. So sometimes when I talk about multiple projects with gifted yarn and affiliate links, I get comments like, too much promo. So deal with it. kindly. I am really excited to be working with these dyers and helping to promote their collections. And yes, I have affiliate links for these products if you would like to support me as well as support the dyers and buy this yarn. All of the links are in the description box below, as they always are. And yeah, okay, let's get into it. So the first one, the tank top design that I'm working on, this design is likely not going to come out until next summer if it works out at all. And the yarn that I'm using for this, which was gifted to me, is from Dusty Yarn Co. The colorway is called Top Shelf, and this is from their Palm Springs collection that is currently available through July 7th. If you are shopping in the US, you can shop on their Etsy site or on their brand new website, which is very exciting. And if you're shopping from outside the US, they recommend that you use their Etsy site. Okay, so this colorway is called Top Shelf. I think I said that. It's meant to be kind of like the color of like a margarita, agave, you know, top shelf liqueur in Palm Springs. Really fun. And the base that I got this on is called the Luxe Silk Cashmerino. It's 70% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, 20% silk. It's a 3-ply yarn, and it's 437 yards per 100 grams. And it's really soft. This is a really nice base to use. And I just pinned this out on a blocking board so you could see my progress. It kind of looks funky. I don't really know what I'm doing here, designing a tank top, but we're gonna figure it out. So this is the back panel. It is completely done now, and I'm modeling this design based off these old navy tank tops that I'm literally obsessed with. I wear them all the time in the summer, last summer when I got them, into this summer, this last couple weeks. This is basically has been my uniform, is different colors of these tank tops. And so I wanted to knit something that was similar. So yeah, the back panel is done. Today or this weekend I need to work on I've got the grading, you know, the preliminary grading done, but I need to make sure I've got like the actual pattern notes written out for the next section, which is going to be picking up stitches for, you know, the shoulder here, and then knitting out into the front panel. So that's where I'm at. Yes, I picked this color, Top Shelf, specifically to match. I've got a couple green shirt tank tops like this, and I wanted another green one that I had knit up. So that's what we've got going on here. It kind of looks silly. I don't know. This is the first time I'm seeing it all pinned out, just like with the proportions of it. So hopefully when it's all done and, you know, the armbands are added on, it looks a little bit better. But we'll see. Yeah, and like I said before, you know, if this works out, this design would be coming out next year for next summer. I don't think I would be able to get it done, test knit, and come out released this year. So that's my fun tank top design. And a little bit more about the Palm Springs collection. There are 8 colorways in this collection, all inspired by, you guessed it, Palm Springs. And yeah, they're all available now. I'll show you. I'll have the colors are already up here for you to see all of them. I like really had a hard time deciding what colors I wanted to order. So I was gifted the 2 skeins of these, but like I loved so many of these colorways, so I actually placed an order for almost all of them to knit up a stripe hype sweater. I know I have been talking about this stripe hype sweater, and I've been thinking about knitting this stripe hype sweater for like weeks now, and I'm really excited that this collection came at this time because, like I said, there were so many of these colors that I really liked. I actually like mocked it up in Procreate. I traced the outline of the designer wearing the sweater. I got the like color samples of the yarn that I liked, and I placed it on the sweater where I think they would look best. There was one photo, a color combination photo, that Audrey from Dusty Yarn Co. shared in her stories that like really inspired this. It was these 3 colors that I just thought looked amazing next to each other. So that is what I was like, okay, I need to use this as the 3 stripes in the body of the sweater. And then I picked 2 other colors from the collection that I felt like complemented those 3 really nicely to use as the sleeve stripes. So I'm really excited. I just placed my order this week, so that should be coming in a couple weeks probably, and I don't know when I'll be able to cast that on. Obviously, this is how everything goes with what I work on. I get really excited, I buy the yarn, and then I don't know when I'll be able to cast on. But it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I'm really excited. And I did have a couple comments and questions about the stripe hype sweater specifically, because I had talked about purchasing a sweater quantity for the stripe hype last year, and I just want to say yes, if you remember that, I did purchase a sweater quantity for the stripe hype last year, and I'm just not feeling those colors for that sweater anymore. So that's why I haven't just like cast it on with those colors. I think I'm going to save them for something else. I haven't decided what yet, but we'll see. So yeah, if you remember that, no, you're not going crazy. But yeah, okay, link in the description box down below if you're interested in checking out the Palm Springs collection. And let's move on to my next whip. Okay, Buddy almost got tangled up in that yarn. Buddy, you silly boy. Okay, let's move on to my next whip, and let's talk about the Sailor Beanie. Okay, I've been keeping my Sailor Beanie in my little Knit California Notions pouch. This is also available on my Spreadshirt shop, linked below if you're interested. I just wanted to share that. It fits these 2 skeins really nicely, plus, oops, everything's falling, plus the hat project, and it's like a perfect little take on the go little project bag. Okay, the yarn that I'm using for this is the Hedgehog Fibres Tweedy yarn, and this is the color Lullaby. This is a 50% Falkland merino wool, 37.5% recycled wool, 12.5% Hedgehog Fibres thread waste. This is the yarn that Hedgehog Fiber makes and uses up scrap yarn to make all of these Tweedy bits in the skeins. So it's really fun. No 2 skeins are alike when you purchase a Tweedy skein, and I'm really loving this like purple lavender color for this. I purchased this exact yarn for this pattern because this was one of the samples that Sari Nordlund knit up the pattern in when she designed it, and I saw it and I was like, I absolutely need that exact color for this hat, and so that's what we have. So let me show you my progress on the hat. You can see this is where I was last time we spoke, and now we're all the way down here. This is going to be a like double folded brim, so I've got a long way still to go, but I'm making progress. I actually did have to, I didn't work on it at all this week. I made pretty much all this progress last week. This has been like my meeting knitting, well, not this week, but last week, and before that it was my meeting knitting project, because it's really simple at this point that where I'm at now, just 2x2 rib. I had to take the needles off of this to use on my other project that I'll show you in a minute, so that's why it is off needles right now, but now I finished that project and I can put the needles back on this, which I'm very excited about, to get this back into my rotation after it being out of rotation for the last few days. So yeah, this is where I'm at with the hat. Let's see, I've got, oh, only like 15 more rows until I'm at the first crease, basically. You do a couple rounds of just plain knit stitch so that there's a nice fold for the brim, and then I've got, you know, a long section after that to make the double fold. So still a long way to go on this project. This, I think, would be a really great project for just like travel knitting. It's relatively small. The only thing I would say is it does use 2 skeins. So there's this DK weight yarn plus a mohair. So if you're kind of worried about like managing 2 balls of yarn at once while traveling, you know, maybe putting them in a pouch, kind of zipping it closed a little bit so that they don't, you know, fly all over the place, maybe would be the one thing to think about. But I'm considering like making another one of these when I go on my trip to Ireland later this year as my like travel project, just because it's so easy. Once you get past the top especially, it becomes really easy. I would maybe say like cast on and try to get past the increases first, because there's a lot of, you know, make one right, make one left, make one right purl, make one left purl every single round. But then once you're past it, it's just 2x2 rib for like a long time. So you've got a lot that you can work on, a lot that you can knit, and I feel like it would, you know, it's like mindless enough, but also, you know, simple enough, and it'll last a long time. I don't know, that's my thought. That's just, I don't know where I'm going with it, that's my thought. You could probably knit this also in just 1 strand of DK if you didn't want to include the lace. That's honestly probably what I'll do next, because the mohair doesn't really add like a whole ton to your gauge. It does make it pretty like thick and bouncy, like this is a very squishy fabric, but I think you could probably get almost the exact same gauge with just 1 strand of DK. So then you wouldn't have 2 balls of yarn. You would need 2 skeins of DK to finish this, but you know, you knit up 1 skein and then you knit up the other one, so you're only working with 1 skein at a time. So that is my, oh, we gotta move the progress keeper. That is my Sailor Beanie by Sari Nordlund, and I'm loving it. I love having a hat on my needles. It does feel a little bit silly that like I'm working on a hat, like a mohair like worsted weight hat, DK plus hat in the middle of summer now, but you know, with the fan on and or the air conditioning, it doesn't really matter to me where I live. So yeah, great, mindless, meeting knitting, travel knitting, would recommend. Okay, that's all my like active whips right now. I did do 1 square on my Sweet Shop blanket, but I don't need to show you that this week. I'll show you when I have a couple more squares ready to go. So don't think I'm not working on it. I am. I didn't do any this week. I did that one last week, but I had a lot going on this week, so that's why. And okay, I've got one last, I got my FO finally to show you, and we are also going to talk about the Ruby and Rose's Flowers Gone Wild collection. So let's get into it. Let me actually start with the yarn. So Ruby and Roses has their new collection that they have started reveals for on Instagram. It is the Flowers Gone Wild collection, and it is coming out on June 29th. I will have an affiliate link to shop this collection. It is in the description box down below, and I will also be sharing it on Instagram. It's also in my link in my bio on Instagram, so there are lots of places that you can find it. if you are interested in purchasing from the collection and would like to support me as well as Addie and her team. So Addie reached out to me. I had worked with Addie on the Taylor Swift collection a few months ago, and it went super well. So I just want to say, if you purchased through my link for the Taylor Swift collection, thank you so much. It means a lot. That collection was wild and insane, and I loved every minute of it. I love the yarn that I have for it. I'm excited to use that yarn later this year. And yeah, now we are moving on to the Flowers Gone Wild collection. So Addie reached out and was like, I would love to send you a few skeins, pick out your favorites. So I did get to see a little sneak peek of the collection. It's so good. I'm so excited for you to see all of it. And not all of these colors have been shared on Instagram yet, but Addie did give me permission to share all of them at this point. So I am excited to share them all with you. Okay, so I picked out 5 of my favorite variegated skeins, and she sent me all of the sock sets so I could also see and share the tonal pairs with you. So let me start with the ones that have been revealed first. Actually, let me just give you a... I've got 4 of them here because one of them is fully knit up, so... I can't hold 4 sock sets at one time. Oh my gosh. Oh, I almost got it. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. Aren't these so cool? Ooh, okay. Okay, so let's start with this one. This was the first color that Addie revealed on Instagram, and this is called In My Flower Era. And, did I say that right? In My Flower Era. And the contrast tonal is Meadow Sweet. I almost want to take off the ball bands so that you can see how beautiful these colors are. The ball band just like cuts out half of the skein and you can't see all of the beautiful work that Addie has done. So these are really fun. I love this. My second favorite color that I got, I'm actually considering getting like a sweater quantity of this. This is Lilacs at Midnight. A gorgeous, gorgeous deep purple color. And the tonal pairing is Wisteria. Don't they go really nicely together? Okay, I was thinking about this one the other day when I was in the car. This, if you were here for or you saw the Taylor Swift collection, you may remember one of the bestsellers was Reputation, which is this dark, like, it comes across as black yarn, and then you get up close to it, and it's just so multi-dimensional. It's got reds, it's got blues, it's got pinks. Like, it's really amazing what she did with that color. This really reminds me of that. At first glance, yes, this is purple, and you can tell that it's variegated and that there is, like, depth and different shades to it. But when you get up close to it, like, the different colors that are in here, do you see those like yellows and greens? There's blue speckles, there's some orange, all the pinks in here. Like, this is absolutely amazing. And this is one of the things that I love about Ruby and Roses and the way she dyes yarn. I feel like it is so different from a lot of other hand-dyed yarn that I see, just in the way that she layers colors and speckles everything, and it's just so gorgeous. Okay, so this is Lilacs at Midnight and Wisteria. Okay, for my blue-green lovers, this is Water Lily. I love this one. It's coming off a little bit more like brighter teal on the camera. It's definitely like a little bit darker in person. And then the contrast color for this one is called Dandelion Wish. And it's kind of like a beigey brown dandelion color. So these are really fun. Love that. When I saw the initial photo of this next one, I wasn't sure like if this was pink, if it was orange, if it was red, so I had to get it to see. This is Tulip Fields, and the tonal is Troika, Troika. I've never heard of that flower before, but wow, look at this variegated. So this is like a base of like orangey, pinky, peach, I would say. And then you've got all of these dark and then purpley magenta. Whoops. Just throw it on the ground. Dark and purpley magenta speckles, some greens, some dog hair that will not come with yours, just mine. And then I love this like red orange tonal that comes with it. This almost to me looks like, you know, poppy orange, but it's called Troika. I'm excited to see. This one has not been revealed yet on Instagram, so I'm excited to see what the flower of this really looks like. But isn't that gorgeous? So, tulip fields. Oh, I love tulips. Okay, and then the last color that I got, which is what I worked up into a project, is called Thorned Beauty. And the tonal is Snapdragon. I'll put the photo up here because I don't have the full skein anymore. I do have a mini skein, most of a mini skein left over. This is Snapdragon. And this is one of my favorite like purpley pink magenta colors, tonals. I feel like I have a lot of skeins very similar to this in my stash, and I want more. I want another sweater quantity of this. And this is how much I have left from the full skein, which is amazing. I used almost all of it for this project. And let me show you what I made. Let's just get right to it. I have made you wait long enough. This is the Purl pouch by Tori, and I basically knit a project bag. I am like so excited about this. I have not been able to stop talking about it on Instagram, but it's a project bag. And look at this colorway. So I had got this, all of the colors that I got are on the soft rose base, which is an 85-15 superwash merino nylon blend. It's 4-ply, 437 yards per 100 grams. And in knitting up this pouch, I made the large size. The top here, where the band is and these drawstrings are, this is fingering weight held single. And then when you get to the body of the pouch, it is fingering weight held double. And I used up, like you saw, the entire skein. You get to the bottom, it is also fingering weight held double, and this is where you do decreases, and it makes this little pinwheel pattern. I might need to put a photo up so you can see it better what it looks like, but it's really cute, all these decreases to the very center. And there's a fun pop of the contrast color on the inside. You actually cast on with the contrast color and knit this little strip, then you knit up and around with the main color. And you do these I-cord straps also with the contrast color. You actually start with the I-cord straps so that they're ready to go for when you need to enclose them in the channel here where the contrast color is. And I was able to use my cordsmith for the first time. So I bought the, I've seen it called on YouTube, the viral I-cord maker, the cordsmith, from Autumn at Size Inclusive Collective. And yeah, I just held fingering weight single, and I made 2 separate I-cords, and they go inside, they like overlap, so you've got like one like this and one like this, and when you pull, they go like that, and you get the cinch. I think we probably all know how that works. But it was really fun to like make these and then knit this and like enclose them in the little channel. It was something completely different that I had never done before, and I'm really excited about this. I will talk a little bit more about the cordsmith, using the cordsmith. So it was the first time I had used the cordsmith. And there was definitely like a slight learning curve. It probably took me like 20 minutes. of like being very frustrated and not like understanding how this thing worked and not getting the rhythm of it. And then finally I just like started over and it clicked and I was on a roll. Once I kind of got over that like 20-minute learning curve, the first one probably took me, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes. The second one, like half as much time. So once you kind of figure it out and you get the rhythm of it, it's really cool. I've also seen people talk about like using fingering weight on the original regular size cordsmith and it kind of being not like a great fabric that it creates. And yes, this is like very stretchy and it's very like open gauge, I would say, but I blocked this last night and like it's very even, so I don't have any like issues with it being an uneven cord at all, at least from my perspective, which is really cool. There is a new mini cordsmith that Autumn has now, probably better suitable for fingering weight, but it wouldn't be as thick as this cord is. So yeah, that's my little experience with the cordsmith. There's tutorials all over Instagram and all over YouTube. Rachel from Rachel is Knitting had a really nice tutorial that I followed. If you're interested in me making a tutorial as well, please let me know and I can make a little YouTube video tutorial on how to use the regular cordsmith. Okay, yeah, but that's my Purl pouch. This is the yarn. This color was actually just revealed on Instagram today, Saturday, June 15th, and I'm really excited about it. I had a really hard time though choosing between this Thorned Beauty and Lilacs at Midnight to like knit up as my first project from this collection, and I'm glad that I chose this, but this also would have been an amazing color. But now I'm kind of thinking like, do I want to save this and knit a garment out of this? I might. I might, because I really like that purple. The other thing I liked about this project, like I mentioned, it literally used up like a whole 100-gram skein of fingering weight yarn for the large size, and I haven't filled it up yet, so let's see what we can fit in here. I'm trying to find, this would definitely be great for like a couple skeins for like a hat. Let me just get my sailor beanie out. So I've got 2 skeins plus the hat. Oh yeah, this fits in there no problem. Like, I still have all of this fabric up top available. You could definitely fit like 4 balls of yarn in here maybe. I don't know if I can show you. There are 3 sizes to this pattern. The smallest size is more like a Notions pouch size, or there were a lot of photos on Ravelry of people using it for like D&D dice, which is super cute. And then there's a medium size that is probably best for like a 1, maybe a 2 skein project. And then the large size, which I think you could fit like a nice like shawl in here really, or a tank top, or a small tee with a couple skeins. So I'm really excited. The one thing I will say is like, if you're gonna put knitting needles in here, you probably want to put end stoppers on the needle so they don't just like poke out through, because it's just, you know, fingering weight held double knitted fabric. You could theoretically line this if you like were good at sewing, but that's not one of my current skills, so I will not be doing that. But yeah, I don't know, I've just been like raving about this all week. And oh, I will also say this only took me 4 days. I cast this on June 10th. I finished this yesterday, June 14th. It probably could have taken me less time. I was like really splitting my focus this week between this and the tank top design. So yeah. Really quick project also. This could be a fun gift, especially the mini one. The mini one could be a really fun gift. Even for kids, you know, like they always want a little bag to like put their treasures in. A really cute like stocking stuffer this could make. So yeah, I've I found this on on Ravelry. I was like scrolling. I've been trying to create a bundle of like little one skein projects that would be great to knit up for showcasing yarn when I'm working with dyers, or just like gift knits in general. And I came across this one and I was like, this is so cute. I have never seen anyone on Instagram make this. Like, I feel like there need to be more Purl pouches in the world. So I hope this is a little bit of an inspiration for you to knit your own Purl pouch, because it's really fun. The samples are all knit for the pattern in like solid color yarns, and they look really like chic and really nice. I had a lot of fun obviously knitting this up in the variegated, because like literally every stitch was a different color, which was so much fun. So okay, I have rattled on for a very long time about this collection. There are 20 colorways in total, 10 variegateds and 10 tonals. Make sure you go follow Ruby and Roses if you're interested. The collection will be live on June 29th. I will have an affiliate link to shop if you're interested. Like I said, it is below in the description box. I will also be posting it on Instagram stories when the day is here, June 29th. And it's in my link in my bio and on Instagram as well. So I hope you enjoy. I hope you're excited about this collection. There's literally something for everyone with all the different colors. So yeah, very fun, very exciting, very cool. Okay. I wanted to show you one more thing, a little bit of spinning diaries. So let's get into that. I finished another skein a couple weeks ago. I don't think I showed this in the last podcast, but I can't remember now. But look how fun this is. Very green. So I spun all of this on my Shacked Ladybug spinning wheel. This base is a Targi. I think it's Targi, I think. And the fiber itself is from Into the World, WHIRLED. The colorway is called Mithrindir. It was a 4-ounce braid of Targi. I made a little bit of a mistake, and I literally forgot to spin up like a quarter of the braid. It's still in the bag. I didn't realize it until like I had literally like plied the whole thing, put it on my nitty natty, skeined it up. I went over to where I keep like some of my other fiber in my project bag storage behind the camera, and I saw the rest of it in the bag and I was like, shoot. I used a more colorful word. I was like, what the heck? How did I forget and like not realize I had literally a quarter of the fiber left over? But I don't know, it is what it is. So this is like about 90, it's like 90 grams and about 90 yards, somewhere in there. So I don't know what I'm gonna knit with it yet. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking maybe I want to start like a hand spun blanket, just like blanket squares with all of the yarn that I'm like hand spinning, but I don't know if that would be like a bad idea because some of the squares are going to be super chunky. My goal is to like get this to be thinner because this is like a real bulky weight right now. So I don't know. Some of the strands of this are just like so pretty, like I don't know, they just look really nice. And then some of them are like way over twisted and look like trash, but it is what it is. That's what happens when you're a new spinner, right? So I need to pick out a new skein to spin. I've been kind of putting it off because I was filming a vlog. I wanted to film a whole vlog series on spinning, but I have found myself not spinning because I don't want to film my spinning, and so I might need to scrap the vlog idea for now just so that I can keep spinning. And sometimes that's just the way it is. Sometimes I start to make a video and I'm just like, this is not working in video form, but I still really want to do this thing. I'm putting it off because I'm not interested in filming it, and so that's telling me something that I don't need to film it right now. So that's probably what is going to happen going forward. I don't know. We'll see. I feel like I say a lot of video ideas on here and then they don't happen, and I'm sorry about that if you're looking forward to them, but sometimes I just can't do it all. I wish I had more time to film more videos, but I don't, unfortunately, so that's okay. Okay, we're wrapping up the podcast. I just wanted to briefly touch on some TV shows that are out now. The second half of the Bridgerton season just dropped this week. No spoilers, please. I have not finished watching it yet, and I know a lot of other people haven't even started it yet. I kind of saw like a major spoiler on like Facebook, like an ad that was from Netflix, and I was like, this is really weird to be posting about this like the day the series dropped. People haven't watched it yet, but I wasn't sure if it was real or not, so we'll see when I finish the season. Love Island is back, both Love Island US and Love Island UK. I feel like when Love Island is out, it's like, okay, we're in summer, like it's official. I love that there are so many episodes per week. Literally, it's like 6 episodes per week, and I know for some people that's like, oh my god, way too much. But for me, as someone who's like always watching TV, I've always got something on in the background. I love it. It is extremely mindless, like trash TV that I absolutely love. So I'm really excited for that. Now I'm waiting for Big Brother. Big Brother is also like a show of the summer, and they also have like 3 episodes per week. It's a lot of TV, but I'm really into it. And what else is on? Oh, Below Deck Med with Captain Sandy. Love it. And yeah, it's kind of like the big few that we're watching right now. So if you like any of those shows also, please let me know. I probably won't talk about them very much, but I just like to say that I am watching them. So alright, I think that's it. I guess my main focuses for this week are really going to be my tank top and my poppy tea, and just getting some rose in on my sailor beanie when I have the time. And yeah, I really want to get the tank top done because I want to cast on another tank top. I really want to get my mini mock neck tank back on the needles. I need to do some gauge math to make sure I'm knitting the right size. I had a whole saga about this back in March? Was it March? Yeah, it was like spring break. I tried to knit it over spring break. It didn't go well. My gauge was off, so I put it on pause, and I really want to come back to it now. And then there is the other tank that's on my Make 9, the Rib to Your Measure, that I also really want to make. So this is like the season. We're in the summer season, the season for tank tops. So I'm really into it and really want to like make a lot of progress on these so that I can wear them and have them. I also have yarn that I bought that arrived for the book club cardigan that I would love to get cast on in the next few weeks, but I kind of want to finish, I feel like I need to at least finish the poppy tee before I get that cast on. And then, like I said, my stripe pipe sweater yarn will be arriving as well. That I know from watching other people is like a very quick project, so, you know, maybe I could have that also cast on at the same time. Definitely as the book club cardigan, like a cabled sweater and like a stockinette drop shoulder are 2 very different sweaters for very different mindsets and moods, so like that's fine. But yeah, that's kind of like what's on my mind right now, what I've been thinking of. I will say I am very interested in filming an update to my Make 9 video. I literally just said I say all these video ideas and then they never come true. This one I am going to make happen because I feel like a lot of times people make 9s and then they don't knit anything from their Make 9s and then they feel bad. I have knit a couple of things from my Make 9. I'm like really proud of myself, but like half of it I'm not really interested in anymore. And so as we're in the middle of the year, I think it's a great time to update and maybe switch out some patterns in your Make 9. And so I really want to make a whole video talking about that and the patterns that I'm going to swap them out for. You can probably guess what they are. I kind of just mentioned all of them. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. So I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate everyone who is here and who is supporting me and my channel. If you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. It really means a lot. You can go follow me on Instagram over at Knit California, and I will see you on the next one. Bye!
Mm-hmm.